Maybe Jayson Tatum and Joel Embiid aren't as good as we thought they were. Hey guys, if you're new here, my name's Emmanuel Camia, and I just want to ask you guys to hit the subscribe button, leave a like underneath this video, and if you want more basketball takes when news is breaking, follow me on Twitter/X at @E_Camia. Let's jump into this topic. Steve Kerr took a lot of heat from the media when he decided to bench both Jayson Tatum and Joel Embiid at the Olympics. I, for one, don't think that all of the heat that he took was warranted. Here's why. Steve Kerr is a very smart coach and a very experienced coach. He has a lot of experience under his belt, whether it's from playing or being around other great basketball minds like Greg Popovich. So when he makes a decision like this, I'm inclined to give him the benefit of the doubt. And a further analysis of the situation leads me to believe that that is the right decision to make, because I think he was warranted in what he did to Jayson Tatum and Joel Embiid. The benching of Joel Embiid and Jayson Tatum actually exposed both players in many ways. First, Jayson Tatum. Now, why was Jayson Tatum benched? Well, Jayson Tatum was only benched when Kevin Durant made his return to the Team USA lineup. And so what does that tell us about Jayson Tatum as a player? Well, what that can tell us indirectly is Jayson Tatum is not as good as 37-year-old Kevin Durant right now. Or at least that's what Steve Kerr and the rest of the coaching staff on Team USA actually think. And this is obviously surprising for a number of reasons. One reason is this. If we go back to 2022, it was widely believed that Jayson Tatum had surpassed Kevin Durant as a player because at the time, Kevin Durant was looked at as an aging player. He was 35 compared to Jayson Tatum, who was still in his 20s. And then also in a fashion in which Jayson Tatum's Boston Celtics absolutely dismantled Kevin Durant's Brooklyn Nets en route to a finals appearance, in which the Boston Celtics swept the Brooklyn Nets. And it was very surprising, and no one had that on their bingo book. And then another reason is the year that Jayson Tatum just had. Jayson Tatum is coming off of an NBA championship, but when you take a step back and actually look at the situation, it makes a lot of sense. That championship season that Jayson Tatum just had is plagued by the fact that he didn't win Finals MVP. It was actually his co-star Jaylen Brown that won MVP. And this gave teeth and credence to the camp of people that thought that Jaylen Brown was actually the better player out of the Jayson Tatum-Jaylen Brown duo. And this dates back all the way to, again, that same 2022 season in which the Boston Celtics made their first finals appearance. Well, this iteration of the Boston Celtics led by Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. In that finals against the Warriors, Jayson Tatum seemed to shrink in the bright lights of the finals. And in opposite, Jaylen Brown seemed to thrive. He seemed to have that alpha mentality, that go-getter mentality, that we're going to win because of me, but Jayson Tatum had an abysmal finals appearance. So the people that pegged Jaylen Brown as the better player actually got vindication when they finally saw Jaylen Brown hoist the Finals MVP trophy. And so back to Team USA. It actually makes sense that Jayson Tatum was benched on Team USA because he may not even be the best player on his own team. And so how could he hope to be one of the best players on Team USA? You see, when you look at Jayson Tatum more analytically, you realize that Jayson Tatum doesn't really do anything the best. He isn't the best shooter on Team USA. He's not the best defender on Team USA. He's not the best passer on Team USA. He's not the best playmaker. He is a middle of the pack player on a star-studded team like Team USA. And so when you look at it through that lens, you can see why Steve Kerr decided to bench him, because he basically had an upgraded version of Jayson Tatum and Kevin Durant, even though Kevin Durant is older than him. And so on a team like the Boston Celtics that is filled with role players and players that know their roles, it's easy for Jayson Tatum to stand out as one of the best players like he does with Jaylen Brown. When you put him next to all-star caliber players and all-NBA caliber players, he doesn't stand out that much because he doesn't do anything exceptionally well to make him stand out. And so that's what we're seeing with Team USA. So as you can imagine, this whole benching debacle has been very humbling for a guy like Jayson Tatum. He's come out and admitted to this, and I like that. That's one of the positive things that I can take from this. He is self-aware, but he came out and he gave us an explanation of what you would think this would do to a player of his caliber. He was a player that was riding a very high wave in his career so far. He's just coming off of a championship win. He just got a massive NBA contract, one of the richest in NBA history. He's on the cover of NBA 2K. He's riding this wave and he falls by just being benched for one game on the world stage. And so that was a humbling experience for him, as he said. And so now he's at a fork road in which, how do you respond to adversity like this? How would his predecessors, people that he looked up to, like Kobe, would respond to adversity like this? He has one of two ways to go. He can either pout about it, complain about it, and blame everybody else, or he could get into the gym after the Olympics and really work on things that could help him become a better player. Whether it's his shooting, whether it's his sense of playmaking or better decision making. That is the route that I think his idols like Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan or any great player that Jayson Tatum looks up to would do. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he comes out of this dark spot, this cloud over his head.